Yesterday, Sir Ratcliffe, the new Manchester United co-owner of this club, who's going to be running the football side of this club, talked about his plans for the club in an official interview, which was released yesterday, and he said a lot of good things and some skeptical things. But the most important thing, one of the most important things he said was this whole project, him buying the club, wasn't a financial thing. It was what do they call it? It was a let's say emotional buy, because it is about getting Manchester United to the top, because he is a long-time supporter of the club. I've always supported Manchester United since he was a child. He's almost 70 something years now, so they can get how long he has been supporting Manchester United. And for him, this is about only getting United to the top, because if it was about making money, he would have gone elsewhere. That's what he said anyway. But of course, when we are successful, then you can make money. So whatever he said, that is fine. So he talked about lots of things. He talked about the fact that in terms of our recruitment over the years, he said we have to find the best people in the world and ensure they have the right character and personality, and create the right environment for elite sports people to be successful. All we are doing is trying to drive performance on the pitch, and you can see that because he has already appointed a new CEO for Manchester City, which is the best in the market, and now we are about to appoint a new director of football in Dan Ashworth. After we were able to negotiate with Newcastle, he will be appointed as our new director of football, and that is also getting someone who is the best in the business. So Sir Ratcliffe isn't playing; he's all about appointing the best in every position, and that will go from the playing squad to the non-playing staff. And also on Mr. Greenwood's future, Jim Ratcliffe said we need to look at the facts, judge fairly, and take into consideration what the values of the club are, then come out with a decision. It is not appropriate to comment on Mr. Greenwood now. Of course, you don't expect him to say, yes, I'm going to bring back Mr. Greenwood, or no, Mr. Greenwood isn't going to be part of my team, because Mr. Greenwood has a resale value. Now, a lot of clubs are trying to buy him, and if he comes out and said Mr. Greenwood is for sale, we don't want him, that drives the price of Mr. Greenwood down, because these clubs know that we don't want him. So when you keep it at a level, playing ground, you don't say anything. You just keep it. You don't give any hint of what your plan is going to be. That's going to be good when we're negotiating with all these clubs for Mr. Greenwood. And of course, he could bring Mr. Greenwood back. He could sell him. The decision is up to Sir Ratcliffe and the people he appoints to do the job at the club. Let's see what happens with that. And he also said about catching up with Manchester City and Liverpool, because Manchester City and Liverpool, according to him, are our main rivals, and those are the people we have to catch. Of course, you know that Manchester City and Manchester United are in the same city, and they are our noisy rivals, and they're doing way better than us, and then we have to really catch up with them. So Sir Ratcliffe talked about lots of things, but he has said it that he wants to bring United to the top. Also talking about his plans for a new stadium, he said the stadium could be renovated or it could be a new stadium. That the standard of the stadium right now is very poor. Maybe 20 years ago it was the best, but now it's very poor, and something has to be done about it. We'll get plans on what it's going to be. Some people are saying they plan to build a new stadium. Some say no, he's not going to build a new stadium. He's going to look at renovating the stadium. But we know that renovating the stadium is going to be more expensive than building a new stadium, because the Glazer family has allowed that stadium to rot down to the ground. So now renovating Old Trafford is more expensive than building a new stadium from the scratch. But it's up to Sir Ratcliffe to know what he will do about that. Sir Ratcliffe runs all footballing decisions, operations at the club. Those are what he looks at. Then the Glazers look at the business part. So we're going to expect lots of changes under Sir Ratcliffe. We're going to watch out to see what happens in the summer. And also in terms of Ten Hag's future, he said that if you look over the years, you find out that many managers has failed at the club. That means there's something fundamentally wrong with the environment at the club, and this is what they're going to look at. What is causing that environment at the club not to be sustainable or not to be conducive for any manager to be successful? And when they do that, they're going to fish out that problem, and they're going to try to work on that problem. But I bet you many players are in trouble, because when you talk about having the best people in every position, that also comes down to having the best players in every position. So the older players that have been here for a long while, that hasn't really been doing well, and the younger ones that maybe we feel like we have no future with them, they're all going to go. They're all going to go. So it's a new revolution under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and he's looking forward to getting Manchester United to the top. And what do? We have to give him our support. Some people wanted someone else. Some people wanted the full sale, but this is the best we can get, and we have to back Sir Jim Ratcliffe to bring success to the club. I'm not 100% sure it's going to happen. We have to give him time. He said it's a 2 to 3 season plan. So let's see what happens between now and between 2024 to 2027. Let's see how much success we can get, and by then we can gauge how good he has been as our new owner, as the one who runs the footballing part and making all the top decisions in terms of what happens on the pitch. By then we can make a decision about was it a good decision, was it bad, and maybe by then maybe would have been getting a full sale of the club. Maybe he buys the club in full. But let's see what happens with that. And yeah, it's very, very good times under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, because we are finally seeing changes, and the right changes. We're finally seeing things being done fast. And I promise you, the summer transfer window is going to be exciting, because we're going to sell players fast and we're going to buy players very swiftly. But let's not rush, one step at a time, and let's see how the players react to having a new owner. Let's see how these players play for their future moving forward.